All right, let me get to the latest guy to add to the list. There was gym guy, softball guy, bracket guy, likes to fight guy, golf guy, party guy. Nobody likes any of these guys. But softball guy's still the worst. Add pickup basketball guy to the list. Now here's where it gets a little bit tricky. Pickup basketball guy has several different variations. It's not just that guy, and that one guy does a lot of different things. There's lots of different guys to the guy. You know, golf guy, softball guy, likes to fight guy, all different characteristics to that same guy. Pickup basketball guy is actually several different guys. For instance, you see any local run, you see any pickup game, you're always going to see the old timer. Every game's got one. He's fat. Fat? Fat? He's bald. He's got a headband. He's rocking 2 knee braces. And he's got these circa 1989 Pat Ewing elbow pads. Plus, he's got a pair of foggy rec specs. You know that guy, the old timer. And damn it, he's out there running with the kids. And he's not going to back down. And as ridiculous as the guy looks, and as ridiculous as it seems, you don't want to check that guy. Because he's fundamentally sound. That's what keeps him in the game. And the guy's all effort. He just keeps coming. You know, one of those, I'll guard the old guy. I got the old guy. The old guy wears you out. You don't want any part of that guy. The old guy, old timer, is the one guy who will take a charge in a pickup game. So you want that guy on your team. You want that guy, but the one guy you don't want is the black hole. You know, we start with the old timer, who you want. We move on to the black hole. You don't want that guy because you know if the ball goes into the black hole, it's never coming back out. The black hole is there to do one thing and one thing only: jack up threes. The black hole thinks he's Rex Chapman. The black hole is the one guy who will pull up for a 3 when he's in the midst of an uncontested breakaway, when all you need is a bucket to win. And of course, he's always in line for a breakaway because he spends the entire game cherry picking and floating between the 3-point lines, demanding the ball. And it's not like you can just ignore or freeze the black hole out. He'll just intercept passes intended for other teammates, and he's going to jack it up from wherever he is on the floor when he does. Ball, 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 ball. You know, at some point you just give in, and you pass it to him just to shut the guy up. Ball, 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 ball. And then when the guy finally does knock one down, the black hole, he'll style it with a gooseneck all the way down the floor and an all-day taunt. As in, how long he's going to be there. All day. All day, baby. All day. Yeah, and how many shots did you miss before you made that all day? All of them? All that matters, though, is the last one. Ask the black hole. Shooters got to keep shooting. Ask any great shooter. Ask any great shooter. The shooter has to keep shooting. That'd be fine, but if you moved in maybe 20 feet closer, it might be better. Plus, when the guy does miss, which is all the time, he starts looking incredulously at the rim and then has the audacity to suggest it's not regulation. Or say, the ball needs more air, man. The ball needs more air. And don't expect the black hole to play any defense at all. His version of D is to clap his hands. Clap his hands or go A-Rod and yell, "Ha!" when you shoot. Plus, the black hole is a huge fan of trying to deke some guy on the other team into passing him the ball in transition. Dude loves that move. He lives for that move. He thinks that's the best thing ever. sucker. And then what's he do? He goes back the other way and he jacks it up from 45 feet. He loves that move. He loves that move, and everybody hates the black hole. Everybody. In addition to Old Timer and the black hole, there's also serious pickup player. The serious guy. Every run has one. Serious guy, when the guy he's guarding tosses him the ball to check it, serious guy turns around, surveys all four of his teammates to make sure that they're ready to D up. Then he'll wipe his hands on the bottom of his shoes. He'll slap the ball, and then he'll roll it on the ground back to his man. Also, you know that guy's slapping the floor when he D's up. He's slapping the floor like it's Cameron Indoor. Hey, yo, you know you're at the Y and not Cameron Indoor, right? Rolling the ball back's a punk move. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes that. Are you trying to psych me out on the check? You trying to get my head on the check? Nobody likes that move, except the guy who does it. So he rolls the ball back on the ground to his man. And if he's not the guy checking the ball, then he's D'ing up like crazy on the wing, trying to deny his man the ball. And he already knows his guy's tendencies. He already knows that he won't go left. He already knows he's got a pretty good handle. He already knows his tendencies because while waiting to get on, he's actually been scouting everybody else. Serious guy was born to compete. Serious guy can always tell you what his stats are at any time during a game. Hey, yo, I'm 2 for 8 with 1 dime, 3 turnovers. Feed me the rock. And you're never quite competitive enough or serious enough for a serious guy. You don't want it as badly as he does. And, of course, every run has the jerk. With the jerk, everything is a foul. I mean, everything. But he doesn't say foul. He'll say, my ball. Or he'll say, stay here. Or he'll say, I got it. Or worst of all, and one. He'll and one you even when the ball is nowhere near going in. And it works on both ends of the floor. You blow right by him, you traveled. And if you disagree with the guy at all, he's ready to go. Literally. Then he's likes to fight guy and jerk all rolled into one. Every game's got one of them too. So when you're done watching the Final Four and you're all geeked up for your local run, be on the lookout for all of these guys. Then again, you probably are one of these guys and you don't even know it. Or to quote my boys Koppelman and Levine from Rounders, if you can't spot the sucker in the first 20 minutes, you are the sucker. Pickup basketball guy. I mean, that's not even all of it. That's all I had time for. There's so much more. That's the beauty of pickup basketball guy. It's not one guy. It's several guys. It's a floor of guys. It's a gym full of guys. You tell me your version of that guy. Clark Kellogg. Joining me when we come back, I'm Jim Rome. You're in the jungle, and this is the Premier Radio Networks. CML says, I play pickup ball at the Y, and there's this guy who is constantly trying to get a 3-second call. As soon as we get down to his side of the court and his man gets in the paint, he starts counting out loud. Terry and Austin. That's bad. That's bad. 1, 2. Let's not forget man's bitch. Or man's game. Man's game, bitch.
Man's game, bitch.
Let's not forget that guy. We know that guy because that was the guy that was in a game with Jay Stu once. Jay Stu's off to the side, waiting. Finally gets in the game. And no one's passing Jay Stu the ball because he's Jay Stu. Jay Stu's maybe 5'10", doesn't have great quicks, doesn't have this big vert, doesn't have a handle, not much of a perimeter game at all. That's just not his deal. Jay Stu does some things really well, but that's not it. So he finally gets the ball. Stu knows enough to know, I don't know when it's coming back out here again. I got a pretty good luck. I better knock it down. Stu jacks it up, and literally out of the rafters comes this guy who goes maybe 6'5". You know the guy played D1A ball. Probably had a tryout with the Lakers. The guy was so far and away more athletic than anybody on the floor, and swats him into the 10th row. Comes down, looks at Jay Stu, and the guy's got about 9 inches on Jay Stu. Super rangy, really long, really explosive, and just swats him. Comes down, looks at Jay Stu, and says, quote, "Man's game, bitch." Congratulations. And what happened to that scholarship you had at UCLA? Which brings us to the next guy. If you've played college basketball, you should not be in these runs. Go find another league. Go find another game, ringer. What do you get out of this? Go play with other former college guys. Go play with other guys that spent a couple of years in the NBAD. You know, what do you get out of swatting us? What do you get out of swatting Jay Stu? We can't check you. We can't keep you off the glass. You're much better than us. Go find another game. This is fun for you because it's not fun for us. Man's game, bitch. You swat Jay Stu? Great. If you've played basketball beyond high school, you shouldn't be in that game. Go find a game with other former college players or CBAers or guys who played overseas. Why is that fun for you? Hey, Jim, what about 1-on-5 guy? The guy that's got handles and will try to break everybody's ankles on his way to the rack? He makes the and one tour look like they play by the rule book. He's usually 5'5" or shorter. Thinks that he gets fouled every time he goes to the cup. He's oblivious to the open man, and he wants nothing more than to dunk once in his life. Signed, Biscuit Jason. We're getting UConn some jungle karma before they take on Michigan State Saturday, so I'm not sweating my bracket pool Monday night. They're not getting any karma. They're the only team in Detroit without the karma. Hey, Jim, another great guy is on-the-floor coach guy. And I'll get there in a minute. Yeah, like I said, tomorrow's show is done if I just want to roll in here and read emails about pickup basketball guy. And they all start with, "Hey, Rome, nice take, but you forgot, insert this guy that we run with that we hate." Hey, Rome, you forgot about my bad guy. You know the guy. He dribbles the ball off his foot, or he misses a wide-open layup and then follows it up with a, "my bad." Yeah, we know it's your bad. I'm not the one who's missing finger roll layups. Dean, no longer in Omaha. Hey, Rome, out of your basketball guys, I hate the old guy the most. The reason I want him on my team is because he's always the dirtiest player out there. I've taken more elbows from old guy than the rest of them put together. If he's not sticking his knee out on a pick, he's throwing his hip out and undercutting you as you're going up for an easy layup. To make things worse, though, he always apologizes after it because that makes everything all good as I'm clutching my knee or picking my teeth up off the floor. Stick to lawn bowling, old guy, because you're not helping them, you're hurting them, and you shouldn't be doing that on the court, man.
That's not helping kids. It's hurting them, Rome. And he shouldn't be talking about it on the radio, man.
Of course he's dirty. He's filthy. How do you think that guy gets in and stays in that game? By being dirty and nasty and filthy. Guy knows every trick in the book. He's all knees and elbows. And when the guy apologizes, he doesn't mean it. He's not sorry. It's just part of the protocol. The guy's like a 52-year-old chiropractor. Out there with the kids, knows all the pressure points, knows all the tricks. Trust me, if that guy needs to trip you running down the court to stay in that game, he will. Do you know how many guys he's elbowed and kneed and tripped over the years on those courts? All of them. Hey, Rome, you forgot the wannabe. This is the guy who shows up rocking the latest kicks, the baggiest shorts, the LeBron jersey, the gold chain, the pencil-thin beard, and the sideways baseball cap. But when he actually gets on the court, he can't dribble or shoot worth a crap. Ray in LA, great email. That's the truth. I like the guy, too, who shows up wearing an NBA Ballers jersey and then feels like he's got to style his game after that guy. If he's got a Tim Duncan jersey, he's posting up. Except he's like 5'7". Don't wear Tim Duncan's jersey. Or like if a guy shows up in Ray Allen gear, he's not playing the game. He's there to shoot. He's jacking threes. Guy shows up wearing AI's gear. Maybe has a teardrop or two. He's going to the rack every single time. He's crossing guys over. He's breaking ankles. He's going to the rack no matter what. If he's wearing AI's jersey. Otherwise, you can't disrespect AI that way. If you're going to show up in AI's jersey, you need to represent AI. You're going to the rack every single time. Romy, how can you forget guy who really sucks? He has absolutely no redeeming qualities on the basketball court. He watches the ball as he dribbles. He dribbles up to his eyes. He can't catch anything. He throws the ball as hard as he can against the backboard and calls it a shot. And then he gets pissed when nobody passes him the ball. And when his team inevitably loses and 4 guys are coming on, he asks, "You need one?" Nah, dude. We're just going to run with 4. Matt in Denver. I like it. That's the guy who always bites, who always falls for passing it to the wrong guy. Every time you can get him on that.